Hey there, drone fans. In today's video, I'd like to discuss how you can avoid a drone crash, especially on windy days. Now, it's springtime. A lot of new flyers are picking up their first drone. They're heading out in the field and starting to fly. And we get a lot of questions from new flyers asking, what's the most dangerous thing to do with a drone? How can I prevent a drone crash or a flyaway? And I'm here to tell you, most of the time, the vast majority of the time, when you lose or crash a drone, it's pilot error. It's something you should have been aware of that you weren't or weren't paying attention to that'll cause problems for your drone. And wind is one of those things that all of us have to deal with. It's dynamic, it's changing all the time, it's not consistent. And if you put a drone up on a windy day, there are ways you can tell that you're getting into trouble before you actually get into trouble. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. But first, let me talk about how a drone flies, because if you're new to the hobby, you may not understand how these magical machines actually stay up in the air. So it's pretty simple. You have four propellers that are attached to rotors. These two propellers, this one and this one, are spinning in the same direction. This one and this one are spinning in the opposite direction. So no matter which propeller is adjacent to it, you've got a balancing act going on to keep that drone perfectly level. And believe me, this drone, this is the Mini 5 Pro, really wants to stay level. It's going to do everything it can to stay level when you're flying. The challenge is, the wind is hitting it from every direction. So if a wind comes this way, it's going to try and blow it that way. The drone's going to have to fight back to a horizontal position. And the worst part about it is, if you're watching the camera on your display, on your phone or on the display in the controller, you don't know that the drone is fighting with that wind, because in addition to the drone staying level, the gimbal on the front and the circuitry behind that is going to keep the image rock solid. So this drone could be buffeting all over the place up there in the air, but the gimbal makes it look like it's standing still. So how do you know that you're in trouble on a windy day? Well, a couple of things. The drone itself uses a lot of high technology. I talk about this being like a science experiment up in the air. It's a miracle that a drone can fly at all, let alone fly reliably and stay horizontal. It's got an IMU unit inside of it, which is a complicated thing that includes a couple of different measurement tools. It's got a barometer, it's got a magnetometer, it's got an altimeter, it's got GPS coordination as well. So it's constantly monitoring the gyroscopic movement of the drone, and it's doing everything it can to vary the speed on the motors to keep that drone level. It also has, again, a gyroscopic control for the gimbal on the front, which is in some ways fighting that movement. So when the drone pivots this way, this direction, the gimbal's got to move that way to keep that image steady. So there's a lot of magic going on inside the product. Now, what makes it interesting is that DJI and a few other companies actually give you an attitude indicator. Now, pilots out there know what this is, but for average drone flyers like me, I had to study a lot to figure this stuff out, and I love any technology that gives me a lot more bells and whistles, a lot more things to look at, so I understand exactly what's going on with the product. And that attitude indicator is everything you need to keep yourself out of trouble on a windy day, because it shows you exactly the position of the drone in 3D space. So if you're looking at that attitude indicator, you know when the drone is level, you know when the drone is fighting a wind in the front, trying to push against that wind. You'll know when the wind is being buffeted, or I should say the drone is being buffeted by the wind, because that attitude indicator will show you that. So if you're aware of that, as you're flying, always keep a look at that attitude indicator to know, oh my gosh, I'm buffeted by the wind, it's getting a lot worse. Maybe it's not a great day to be up as high as it is. And that's the second part. So the attitude of the drone, the actual position of it versus the horizon, the attitude of it is the first thing you want to be aware of. But then the altitude affects it as well, because wind is a dynamic force, right? Wind is really caused by two different air masses, one being hot, one being cold, intermixing. And when that happens, there's a lot of turbulence. So if the cold air is coming in on top of the warm air and you get up in that area between them, the thermocline, it's actually going to cause major issues, because there's a lot of wind moving up there. So you may be at ground level and everything is perfect. You go up 10 feet, still looks pretty good. You get up to 50 feet, that wind could be going crazy. It could be driving you all over the place. Now, the other thing is, in addition to that, if you're behind something that'll buffet the wind. Now, the example I'm going to show you today, I basically took this out in my backyard on a really, really windy day, and I have it in the corner, and there are trees buffeting that wind. So at ground level, it doesn't look that bad. When I get up a little further, it starts to really move, and then when I get it up above the trees, oh boy, am I in trouble. So the four I'm going to show you, this first image is actually what the attitude indicator looks like at level flight. So you'll see that the horizon is level, and that bar in the center that goes across shows you the position of the drone. So that bar is completely level like this relative to the horizon. The next image I'm showing you is the drone facing a little bit of headwinds where it's pulling up like this. So it's trying to fly forward, the wind's pushing back against it, and I should have known at that point I've got a really strong wind out there because the drone's leaning back like this trying to fight that wind. Now the next one is when I'm lifting up. So I'm still within the trees, so I've got that buffer of the trees, but as I increase my altitude, as I ascend, it actually starts to see a little bit of a breeze where the drone is fighting that breeze and trying to level out against that breeze. Now, and I'll show you the video in a second, but if you watch in the video, you won't be able to tell any of that by looking through the camera because again, the gimbal's correcting for any kind of behavior on that drone being buffeted by the wind. But if you're watching that attitude indicator, you can tell that this little guy is up there going all over the place, trying to stay level with that wind that's blowing up against it. Now the final one, when I clear the trees, shows you a major breeze. So when I'm up above those trees, all bets are off at that point because if the drone tries to fight that wind, first of all, you're using a lot more energy from your battery because the motors have to work harder. So they're drinking more electrons, which means you're not going to get as long a flight time. But more importantly, if you flew the drone, I don't know, a couple hundred feet away or 1,000 feet away from you, and you're fighting that wind, it's going to be really difficult to make it back. So that attitude indicator really gives you a very clear picture of exactly what's going on with the drone when it's up in the air, and it's something you should pay attention to because any good pilot will watch a couple of different things. You'll watch the crash avoidance, obviously. You'll look at the battery level so you don't fly too far away so your battery gets low and you can't get back. And you also watch that attitude indicator. So there's a lot going on there, and that's why when you're flying, nobody should bother you. Like if people come up to you and start asking you questions, you're effectively a pilot from the point where that drone leaves the ground until it comes back and lands on the ground. And you've got a lot going on, just like a pilot in an airplane. Now, of course, they've got a lot more going on. This is just a little toy drone, but it's still important that you watch battery level and you watch the video so you're seeing where you're flying, you're not flying into something. And even if crash avoidance is enabled, you don't want to run into something. And then you want to watch that attitude indicator. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll show you the video, the actual video of where I took those screenshots from. And you can see, if you watch that attitude indicator, just how much this drone is really wrestling with that wind up in the air, especially when I clear those trees. Then I'll come back with a few final thoughts. The video starts off with me hovering really close to the ground with very little wind, but as I start to ascend, watch that attitude indicator. You can see that it's starting to jump a little bit now, and I'm starting to get worried because I know the wind is going to be worse when I clear those trees. Now I'm starting to see quite a strong breeze coming from the right, and I kind of wait here a second before I actually go above them because I'm wondering, is it going to be really bad up top there? But I thought, let me push it. So now I'm above the trees and I'm feeling the full force of that wind, and you can see just how much that drone is fighting that wind because the attitude indicator has me at about a 30-degree bank, which is not a good place to be. So I decide, okay, enough already. I'm going to pull back down, get below the trees, and watch when I descend how much that wind lowers and how much less of an impact it has on the drone. So it's really important you keep an eye on that attitude indicator anytime you're flying. I hope that example was helpful. And again, becoming a better pilot is really just a matter of practicing. When you get outside, I'm going to encourage you to fly your drone every day that you can. If you got a bright sunny day, get outside, even if you can only fly for 10 or 15 minutes, because the more you fly, the better you get. But knowing what could cause a crash with your drone, which is a rare thing, really relies on you and your experience as a pilot, knowing to stay out of those dangerous situations. Maybe it's too crowded an environment to fly in. Maybe you rushed the flight, you didn't check, and you put the drone up too quickly, and you got impetuous, and you want to fly. Don't do that. Take your time as a pilot. Take a breath or two before you put the drone up. Make sure everything is working fine, your propellers are tight. And if it's a windy day, even if you feel a slight breeze, just remember that the altitude, it might be tremendously different up there than it was down here. But that attitude indicator is really your metric, if you will, to watch when you're flying on a windy day at the shore, at the woods, wherever you're flying, to know exactly what's going on with the drone and how its attitude is being affected by that wind. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully you found this helpful. I like talking about the technology a lot. And if there's anything I can give you that makes you a better pilot, a safer pilot, I'll talk about it here on the channel. So let me know if you have any comments. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscription button down there and join the Drone Valley family. I have a lot more content coming on drones and a lot of other high-tech gear. So you'll want to be here to hear about it. Anyway, that's it for today. So thanks again for watching. And until next time, as always, happy flying.